What if 5 iconic car brands were on the brink of extinction, and you might be driving one? These brands, once leaders in their fields, are now battling plummeting sales, outdated models, and fierce competition that's leaving them in the dust. In this video, we'll uncover why they're struggling, and most importantly, what does this mean for you, the consumer? Stick around because the last brand we'll cover is in such deep trouble, it might not survive the next few years. Mitsubishi. Does anyone even know they still exist? In the heyday of the 1990s and early 2000s, models like the Eclipse and Lancer Evolution roared onto the streets with rally-inspired styling and turbocharged engines. Enthusiasts lined up at dealerships, clamoring for every limited edition trim and aftermarket upgrade. The brand cultivated a devoted following among drivers who prized speed, precision, and that distinct flutter of a turbo spool. Back then, Mitsubishi wasn't merely another Japanese automaker. It was a statement of intent, a way to stand out in a sea of sedans and sport utility vehicles. Fast forward to today, and it is hard to believe that the same company now struggles to maintain a foothold in the United States. The brand's market share has dwindled to less than 1%. A stark contrast to its former reputation as a household name. Walk into most dealerships, and you are more likely to see nameplates from Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, or Ford than the three-diamond emblem. In many parts of the country, finding a Mitsubishi dealer has become a bit of a scavenger hunt, an experience that illustrates just how far the brand has fallen from its heyday. At the heart of Mitsubishi's decline lies a failure to keep pace with shifting consumer expectations. While rivals have flooded the market with well-rounded, technologically advanced crossovers, Mitsubishi's lineup has remained largely stagnant. The Outlander, long the brand's primary focus, has been mildly improved over successive model years, yet still feels dated next to segment heavyweights like the Toyota RAV4 and the Hyundai Tucson. Even with a plug-in hybrid variant to appeal to eco-minded buyers, it lacks the range, refinement, and cutting-edge features of its competition. Meanwhile, other Mitsubishi models have struggled to find their niche. The Mirage, designed as an ultra-affordable city car, is hamstrung by an underpowered 3-cylinder engine and Spartan interior appointments. It trades performance for thriftiness, but when buyers can get comparable fuel economy in a more spacious, better-equipped Hyundai Accent or Kia Rio, Mirage sales inevitably suffer. The Eclipse Cross attempted to revive the once glorious Eclipse name, but its soft suspension, muted powertrain, and awkward styling left potential customers cold. Both vehicles now linger on lots, incentivized with steep discounts that eat into dealer profits and tarnish the brand's value proposition. Dealership networks only exacerbate the problem. Mitsubishi's footprint in America is remarkably sparse compared to its peers. In a metropolitan area, you might find a dozen Toyota or Honda showrooms, but only 1 or 2 Mitsubishi outlets, if any at all. That lack of visibility makes it harder for curious shoppers to test drive a model, let alone build long-term loyalty. And once a buyer decides to pull the trigger, questions about maintenance and parts availability inevitably arise. Few things discourage a sale faster than the prospect of having to drive an hour for routine service or track down replacement components. The dealerships that remain face daunting economics. With limited models that appeal to narrow demographics, they fight to move inventory, offering heavy rebates and 0% financing just to generate foot traffic. These promotions may boost short-term sales, but they erode long-term profitability and create a perception of desperation. Buyers come to expect deals, waiting for the next discount rather than paying full price. Loyalists who might otherwise consider a Mitsubishi are deterred by concerns over future support. After all, what happens when the brand pulls out of the market entirely? Now, if Mitsubishi's fall from rally glory feels shocking, wait until you see how an all-American icon is teetering on the edge. We've researched the most at-risk car brands for you, and now you know which ones might not make it. If you found this breakdown helpful, show your support by hitting like, subscribing, or dropping a comment below. Your feedback helps us deliver more insights just like this. Chrysler, an American icon, hanging by a thread. This name was once synonymous with American automotive excellence, offering everything from sleek sedans to stylish convertibles. In its heyday, buyers could choose from muscle cars, family cruisers, and high-performance models. Today, the brand's lineup is reduced to just 2 vehicles, the Chrysler Pacifica and the Chrysler 300. The drastic decline from a diverse portfolio to a minimal offering leaves enthusiasts questioning how such an iconic brand fell so far. The Chrysler Pacifica aimed to blend minivan practicality with hybrid innovation. While the plug-in hybrid version promised better fuel economy and reduced emissions, it failed to outperform competitors like the Toyota Sienna and Honda Odyssey, known for reliability and strong resale value. Even with marketing pushes and incentives, the Pacifica struggles to gain traction in the minivan market. The 300 sedan, once known for its bold design and powerful V-shaped 8-cylinder engines, also lags behind. Minimal updates over the past decade have left it feeling outdated compared to modern crossovers and sport utility vehicles that offer higher ride heights and greater versatility. As buyers flock to SUVs, the 300's full-size sedan appeal has faded significantly. Stellantis, Chrysler's parent company, has redirected investments to more profitable brands like Jeep and Dodge. Jeep continues expanding its sport utility vehicle lineup, while Dodge leans into performance models. Meanwhile, Chrysler sees little funding for research or new models, leading to a stagnant lineup. This lack of innovation hampers Chrysler's ability to stand out in a crowded automotive market. Adding to the challenge, the broader industry is racing toward electrification, but Chrysler lags behind. Brands like Ford and General Motors are already marketing electric sport utility vehicles, capturing eco-conscious consumers. Chrysler, however, lacks a clear plan for electrification, with no electric successor to the Pacifica or hybrid version of the 300 in sight. This gap leaves Chrysler vulnerable as regulations tighten and buyer preferences shift. Chrysler's identity has also eroded. Once known for American luxury and innovation, the brand now struggles to find its niche. While Cadillac has pivoted to high-performance electric cars and Lincoln focuses on luxury crossovers, Chrysler lacks a compelling narrative to attract modern buyers. Dealerships report dwindling showroom visits as potential customers are drawn to brands with clearer missions and updated lineups. Industry experts speculate about Chrysler's fate, suggesting it might become a niche sub-brand within Stellantis. Some envision it as an electric-only division under Jeep, while others see the 300 reimagined as a limited luxury model. However, without clear direction or investment, these ideas remain speculative, and Chrysler's future continues to look uncertain. Loyalists fondly remember when the 300 epitomized American craftsmanship and the Pacifica offered practical family comfort. Today, however, nostalgia alone cannot compete with advanced technology and better resale value from other manufacturers. Competitors now offer driver assistance systems and integrated connectivity, while Chrysler's offerings seem increasingly outdated. Resale value has also taken a hit, with Pacifica and 300 models depreciating faster than competitors. This trend deters first-time buyers, exacerbates declining sales, and forces dealerships to offer deep discounts, cutting into profitability and limiting reinvestment opportunities. To survive, Chrysler must embrace change. Developing an electric Pacifica or modernizing the 300 with hybrid power could demonstrate a commitment to sustainability while preserving the brand's heritage. Strategic partnerships for battery technology or autonomous features might also boost Chrysler's relevance. However, time is running out. Chrysler must quickly redefine itself to stay relevant as the automotive landscape continues to evolve. Without decisive action and significant investment, the brand risks fading into history, remembered as a once great name that couldn't adapt to the future. But Chrysler isn't alone in its freefall. Over in Europe, a pint-sized Italian starlet is stumbling under the glare of crossover SUVs. Fiat, quirky but fading fast. It once captured the imagination of urban drivers with its charming, compact designs. Models like the 500 and 500X were marketed as the quintessential city cars, small, agile, and undeniably stylish. Yet, despite their initial success, these cars have failed to maintain relevance in an evolving automotive market. As consumer preferences shifted towards more versatile vehicles, Fiat's once iconic appeal began to wear thin. Initially, Fiat's return to the American market seemed promising. The 500 made its debut as a fashionable, fun-to-drive subcompact car, embraced by urban drivers who appreciated its European aesthetics and compact footprint. The Italian brand positioned itself as an affordable yet stylish alternative to more conservative conservative small cars. For a time, the novelty worked. The 500 attracted young professionals, city commuters, and those seeking something distinct from the sea of sedans and compact crossovers. However, one of the most significant challenges Fiat faces today is the collapse of its sales. When these models first hit the American market, they offered something unique, a European flair wrapped in a tiny, affordable package. However, the novelty faded quickly, as buyers increasingly gravitated towards compact crossovers that offer more space, practicality, and a similar price point. Fiat found itself unable to keep pace. While the 500 initially gained traction among city dwellers, the appeal did not translate to suburban or rural areas. The brand's tight, quirky aesthetic did not align with the broader American demand for roomier and more robust vehicles. Fiat's initial charm quickly began to feel impractical as new competitors emerged. Compact crossovers from brands like Hyundai, Honda, and Toyota began offering better fuel efficiency, more cargo space, and advanced technology without sacrificing the compact footprint that city drivers valued. As the American market leaned into practicality and multifunctionality, Fiat's focus on style alone proved insufficient. The 500X, intended to be a more versatile option, failed to resonate as a credible competitor to vehicles like the Honda HR-V or the Toyota CHR. Adding to the problem is Fiat's niche market focus, which has proven to be more of a hindrance than a benefit. The brand aimed to capitalize on a youthful, urban demographic. Unfortunately, that audience rapidly moved on to brands that provided a better balance of affordability, reliability, and versatility. Compact cars like the Honda Fit and Toyota Yaris offered similar size with superior dependability and resale value, making them more attractive choices. Fiat's European charm was simply not enough to compete against practical, everyday vehicles that suited diverse lifestyles. Fiat's identity crisis further complicates its position in the market. Originally perceived as a breath of fresh air, the brand is now caught between maintaining its quirky, distinct aesthetic and trying to appeal to a wider audience. Attempts to modernize the lineup have been sporadic and insufficient. While competitors continuously introduce new models and innovations, Fiat's limited updates have left the brand appearing stagnant. This lack of evolution has made it difficult for Fiat to stay relevant in a market that prizes innovation and practicality. The dealership network has also posed a significant challenge. Many Fiat dealerships have closed their doors, unable to justify the low volume of sales. Those that remain often struggle to move inventory, leading to financial strain and dwindling consumer interest. Unlike more established brands with vast dealership networks and consistent foot traffic, Fiat's scattered presence only amplifies its struggles. Even in cities where Fiat once thrived, dealerships are increasingly rare, making it inconvenient for potential buyers and owners seeking maintenance or support. The lack of dealership support has impacted Fiat's ability to offer consistent after-sales services. Customers who initially embraced the brand for its uniqueness are now finding it increasingly difficult to maintain their vehicles, as spare parts and skilled technicians become harder to find. This dwindling support infrastructure has contributed to a growing perception that Fiat ownership is a long-term risk. Looking ahead, Fiat's path is uncertain. Analysts speculate that the brand may try to reinvent itself as a niche electric vehicle manufacturer, leveraging its European roots to appeal to eco-conscious urban drivers. However, this would require significant investment and a clearer brand direction, something Fiat has yet to demonstrate. Without a major pivot, Fiat's days in the United States could be numbered. The market is unforgiving, and if Fiat continues to lag behind in innovation and practical appeal, it risks fading from the American automotive landscape entirely. As Fiat grapples with its future, another brand that once dominated the market now finds itself similarly cornered. This next automaker, known for its reliable sedans and pioneering electric vehicles, is also struggling to reclaim its former glory. Nissan, once a titan, now on the ropes. Their fall from grace reads like an automotive tragedy. At its peak, the Japanese giant commanded more than 8% of the United States market, earning a reputation for solid build quality, cutting-edge technology, and fuel-efficient engines. Today, that share has plummeted to roughly 4%, half of what it once was, and the company finds itself scrambling to stay relevant amid fierce competition and internal turmoil. The financial bleed has been nothing short of catastrophic. Nissan's global profits plunged by 99% year-over-year, pushing the company perilously close to insolvency in its home country. What began as a temporary drag on earnings has morphed into a systemic crisis, reflecting chronic underinvestment in new models, stagnant design language, and ill-fated strategic gambles. The collapsed merger talks with Honda laid bare Nissan's lack of coherent vision. Management wrangled over control rather than mapping out a unified path forward, and in the end, both sides walked away empty-handed. On the product front, Nissan squandered its early lead in electrification. The Leaf debuted as an affordable electric car that captured the public imagination. But instead of building a family of electric vehicles, Nissan rested on its laurels. Competitors like Tesla elevated expectations with long-range batteries and over-the-air software updates, while Hyundai and Kia rolled out entire lineups of electric crossovers and sedans. Meanwhile, the Leaf's limited driving range and dated charging architecture left owners stranded and disillusioned. By the time Nissan finally unveiled a successor, briefly teased as the Ariya crossover, it felt too little, too late. Compounding the problem is the overextended dealership network. In a bid to maximize volume, Nissan once boasted thousands of outlets across North America. Now, however, with demand flagging, those showrooms have become a millstone. Dealers slash prices and offer 0% financing to clear aged inventory, conditioning buyers to expect deep discounts rather than pay full value. The net effect, Nissan's brand perception has shifted from dependable Japanese engineering to discount basement bargain. That reputation is hard to shake, especially when rivals maintain disciplined inventory and tighter price control. Quality issues have further eroded trust. Where Nissan once enjoyed parity with Toyota and Honda in terms of reliability, recent years have seen an uptick in warranty claims related to continuously variable transmissions, electronics glitches, and subpar interior materials. The infamous CVT backlash has been particularly painful, with frustrated owners reporting jerky acceleration and premature belt replacements. Nissan's attempts to retrofit and redesign have been slow, leaving dealers to field angry customers and do costly repairs out of pocket. Leadership instability tops it all off. Since the dramatic arrest of the former chief executive over financial misconduct, Nissan has cycled through multiple chairs at the boardroom table. Each new executive arrives with a fresh set of priorities: electrification, cost-cutting, brand repositioning. But few stick around long enough to see their initiatives through. This revolving door breeds confusion, both internally and externally, making it nearly impossible for Nissan to articulate a consistent story about where it is headed. Yet, despite the grim outlook, signs of a potential rebound remain. Nissan still boasts a loyal cadre of fans drawn to performance icons like the Z sports car and the GTR supercar. A well-executed relaunch of those halo models could rekindle enthusiasm and lend credibility to the broader lineup. Moreover, Nissan's alliance partnership with Renault and Mitsubishi offers a chance to share development costs and accelerate electric vehicle rollouts. If executives can finally agree on joint platforms and cohesive branding, the upcoming generation of crossovers will be critical. Models like the Rogue and the Pathfinder represent Nissan's best hope to reclaim lost volume, provided they deliver on fuel economy, interior quality, and advanced driver assist features. Nissan must also reimagine its dealer experience, consolidating low performers, retraining sales staff, and embracing direct-to-consumer digital sales channels to mirror Tesla's streamlined approach. Ultimately, Nissan's fate will hinge on execution. The company needs a bold vision that marries its engineering heritage with a willingness to cannibalize old profit centers, phasing out underperforming sedans, doubling down on high-margin trucks and crossovers, and committing wholeheartedly to battery electric propulsion. Without decisive action and stable leadership, Nissan risks sliding further into irrelevance. But with the right strategy, anchored by game-changing products and a renewed emphasis on brand value, the once mighty Titan may yet rediscover the spark that made it a pioneer in the first place. Which gets us to the last one on this list, but before that, we need to go through some honorable mentions. Mini, no longer Mini. Originally celebrated for its small size and spirited driving experience, the brand has gradually shifted toward larger, more mainstream offerings. Models like the Countryman and Clubman now blur the line between compact and midsize, alienating fans who once loved Mini for its playful identity. This transformation has not paid off, as those seeking compact, practical cars often turn to brands like Mazda or Hyundai, which offer more affordable and reliable alternatives. Mini's foray into the premium segment has also been problematic. Once an affordable yet stylish choice, it now sits in a confusing space between economy and luxury, leaving consumers uncertain. To regain its footing, Mini must reconnect with its roots while embracing a bolder approach to electrification. But Mini is not the only brand grappling with identity issues. Across the Atlantic, Alfa Romeo is facing a similar struggle. Alfa Romeo, style without substance. They have always had a reputation for passionate Italian design and sporty performance that has long drawn enthusiasts. However, that appeal often fades when reality sets in. While models like the Giulia and Stelvio showcase dynamic driving and striking aesthetics, frequent reliability issues overshadow their charm. Recurring problems with engines, transmissions, and electronics have made Alfa Romeo a risky choice for buyers seeking durability. The brand aims to compete with luxury giants like Bayerische Motorenwerke and Mercedes-Benz, but without the reputation for reliability, that ambition falters. Consumers looking for long-term value hesitate to choose Alfa Romeo over more dependable options. Unless the brand addresses these fundamental issues, it risks remaining a niche choice rather than a legitimate competitor in the luxury market. As Alfa Romeo fights to overcome its flaws, another brand faces an entirely different challenge: staying relevant in a shifting market. Buick, holding on by a thread. Their survival in the United States is increasingly tied to its unexpected success in China. Domestically, the brand struggles with a dated image that appeals primarily to older buyers, making it difficult to capture younger audiences. Recent attempts to modernize with models like the Enclave and Encore have met limited success, but these vehicles still lack the flair needed to stand out against Toyota and Honda. The conservative styling and traditional design language do little to attract the next generation of car buyers. As General Motors continues to prioritize its more dynamic brands, Buick risks being pushed to the sidelines. To secure its future in the U.S. market, Buick must reinvent itself, appealing to younger consumers without alienating its loyal base. Meanwhile, as Buick fights for modern relevance, another iconic American brand wrestles with its own dilemma, adapting muscle car heritage to a new era. Dodge, muscle car nostalgia. The king of muscle cars has cemented its place among enthusiasts. Models like the Charger and Challenger still command respect for their raw power and aggressive stance. Yet, as the automotive world pivots toward electrification, Dodge's commitment to gas-guzzling engines increasingly feels like a relic of the past. While the brand has teased electric muscle cars, concrete progress remains elusive, and fans worry about losing the essence that makes a Dodge. Striking the balance between honoring heritage and embracing innovation will be crucial. If Dodge can deliver a powerful electric muscle car that stays true to its roots, it may just find a way to preserve its legacy while securing a place in the future of performance vehicles. As the automotive landscape shifts, these brands must decide: evolve or fade into history. Now, last but not least, is the forgotten legend, Jaguar, roaring towards extinction. A brand once synonymous with British luxury and elegance now finds itself struggling to survive in a rapidly changing automotive world. Known for its iconic design and refined craftsmanship, Jaguar once captivated car enthusiasts with its sleek aesthetics and smooth performance. Yet, in today's fiercely competitive luxury car market, Jaguar's charm seems to be fading fast. The brand's attempts to modernize and keep pace with its rivals have been sporadic at best, leaving it at a significant disadvantage. The core of Jaguar's problem lies in its identity crisis. Once celebrated for its unique blend of sporty handling and upscale refinement, Jaguar now finds itself unable to match the technological advancements of its competitors. While brands like Bayerische Motorenwerke and Mercedes-Benz have invested heavily in integrating cutting-edge technology into their vehicles, Jaguar has appeared slow and its lineup, although still visually appealing, lacks the innovative features that consumers now expect from a high-end automobile. In an age where digital connectivity, autonomous driving, and hybrid technology dominate, Jaguar's offerings feel increasingly outdated. A pivotal mistake was the decision to take a year off from production. This move, intended as a strategic pause to regroup and rethink the brand's future, has instead fueled speculation that Jaguar is preparing to exit the United States market altogether. The hiatus has been perceived not as a sign of reinvention, but as a retreat, causing even loyal customers to question the brand's future. In an industry where continuity and progress are key to maintaining relevance, Jaguar's year-long break has done more harm than good. Equally damaging to Jaguar's reputation is its ongoing struggle with reliability. In the past, Jaguar cars were seen as the epitome of durability and quality. However, recent years have seen a surge in complaints regarding mechanical failures and costly repairs. Issues with electrical systems, transmission reliability, and overall build quality have undermined consumer confidence. This problem is especially acute in the luxury sector, where buyers expect top-tier reliability as part of the premium package. Consequently, Jaguar's image as a high-maintenance brand has significantly eroded its appeal. Moreover, Jaguar's reluctance to fully embrace electric vehicle technology has placed it even further behind. While luxury competitors like Audi and Tesla continue to introduce innovative electric models, Jaguar's own attempts have been lackluster. The I-Pace, Jaguar's primary foray into the electric market, has not garnered the enthusiasm the company hoped for. Although it boasts an attractive design and decent performance, the vehicle's limited range and inconsistent charging infrastructure have made it less competitive. Buyers seeking electric luxury are now looking elsewhere, primarily to brands that have successfully combined eco-consciousness with performance and style. To make matters worse, Jaguar's pricing strategy has also been a point of contention. As consumers become more discerning and informed, they are increasingly unwilling to pay a premium for a vehicle that lacks the technological sophistication of its rivals. This disconnect between price and perceived value has resulted in slow sales and growing inventory. If Jaguar wants to stay relevant, it must rethink its entire approach, focusing not only on maintaining its signature style, but also on matching the technological innovation that defines modern luxury cars. Looking forward, Jaguar's survival hinges on drastic changes. Simply banking on legacy and brand prestige will no longer suffice. The company must prioritize electric vehicle development and integrate advanced features that appeal to modern buyers. Without a clear strategy and substantial investment in innovation, Jaguar risks becoming a relic of the past rather than a brand of the future. Which of these brands do you think has the best chance of surviving? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks.